Hey Stampers, it's Brandy here and I am so excited. We are going to do a Christmas 10 and 20. Now you guys have been asking for a Christmas card 10 and 20 and I am so excited that I have one for you today. So in case you're not sure what a 10 and 20 is, it's 10 cards in 20 minutes and it's about the process. It's not about how fast you go, but it is about the process and how to create a series of cards and how you work through that, because we all have cards that we can send people to, and I'm excited to show you my Christmas card 10 and 20. So I'm going to come over here to my camera and we're going to kind of get set up. But again, I want to remind you, it's not about how fast you go. It's more so about that process. All right. So the first thing I'm going to encourage you to do is I do have all of my cardstock cut and ready to go. So I've already prepped all of my cardstock. It's all cut and it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring over my card bases. And so I already have 10 card bases right here. So I would just go ahead and fold these. Now I do, when I cut them, I actually pre-score them first. And then I cut it in half. So it's 5 sheets of paper and they're already scored. So that makes it fantastic when I'm doing this process. Now, if you like a crisp burnished line, the fold there, then you're going to want to use a bone folder or something along those lines. Okay. All right, so we have our 10 card bases. Now, let's see, where are we going to go from here? Well, we're going to pull in the Peaceful Evergreen stamp set and some Garden Green. Now, I did add some ink to my Garden Green earlier, so I'm not sure if it's going to work with me or not. So we'll see. If it doesn't, we might have to push the ink around just a wee bit. So here is my first layer, and we're going to stamp our background. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink up our tree. And remember, I mentioned I'm inking it up in Garden Green. And I think that that looks great. So I'm going to do this on 10 pieces. Yeah, so all 10 pieces are going to get this. Now, let's just say that maybe I didn't like the way that the ink was distributed in the ink pad. Well, then I would take the back of a spoon or potentially a block, and then you're just going to push the ink around. So that way the ink isn't concentrated in any one particular area. Okay? But I think that this is working really well. And so I know you're excited to see the final card. But I will get there, I promise you. I love to do these 10 and 20s. My husband would see me making cards for customers, for family, friends, and team members. And he'd say to me, have you ever thought that maybe this might be something that your customers or viewers might enjoy? And so I was really excited to share this process with you because a lot of times we do make multiple cards. So pretty cool. All right, so I've got just a couple more of these, and then I'm going to show you kind of another trick that I came up with. So it looks like I have 2 more to do. So there's one. Oh, looks like this one's going to be dark. I could have stamped off and made that one light, but I think that's okay. I do. I think that's okay. It's okay to switch it up a little bit, right? Because you see I've stamped on, I've stamped off. And let's just go ahead and make another dark one. So what that's doing is that's giving me kind of some contrast. Now, before I keep going, I have the front of my card. So this is going to be where I'm going to have my tree here on the front. So let's go ahead and stamp those really quick before we move on to the next color. So I do, actually, I probably don't, yeah, I'm going to keep my scrap paper just for now. I'm going to keep it just for now, even though I'm not, I don't really need it right this second. We're going to keep it, hang on to it. So I'm just stamping my tree, and I'm doing that here. This is going to be where my Merry Christmas sentiment is going to go as well. So I'm just getting that stamped, okay? So now if you're wondering what the sizes and the dimensions are, please don't worry. Please go to brandyscards.com/blog And it's there that you'll see this post, this blog post, and you can download your free PDF tutorial. That's right, all of the sizes and the dimensions will be there for you. So just visit brandyscards.com/blog and you will see that tutorial download, okay? All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna close Garden Green, and now I'm gonna open up Shaded Spruce. And you're probably like, well, now what are you gonna do with Shaded Spruce? Well, let me show you. Here in this stamp set, you see there's 3 trees. So we just did the big tree. Now I'm gonna grab this tall, skinny one. I felt like the tree kind of needed a little bit more sprucing up. I know this is Shaded Spruce and we're sprucing it up. But I felt like it needed a little something more. So what I decided to do was stamp my Shaded Spruce kind of right down the center. And so it just added a little bit of something extra. And I really liked how that turned out. So it just, it changed some of the color of the trees, but it also made it a little bit deeper. So I'm just really stamping my tall, skinny tree, just trying to stay right down the center of my Garden Green tree is what I'm trying to do. And then it's adding that additional color, which is so nice. So very nice. And you know, this is one of our distinctive stamps. And so, you know, if you're not getting the kind of color that you would like, then make sure you move that ink around, and then that will work better for you. Okay, so let me just add this on here. Now, how many of you have participated in my Christmas morning holiday giveaway? Well, if you haven't, I would love to have you there. Christmas morning, Brandy's Cards for the last few years has enjoyed giving away holiday Christmas gifts. Santa and his elves, they drop off some Stampin' Up! Goodies, and we love to share with you all of the lucky crafters that are the recipients of those gifts. So in order to be chosen, when this video is over, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know if you liked my video. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. What we'll do is we will take the URL of this video and we will have random comments picked that we will share during our Christmas video. The Christmas video will go live on Christmas morning, and if you are one of our winners, then you can expect your gift in a couple of weeks after Christmas and after the new year. When you get back in the office, we will make sure to wrap those gifts up for you and send them your way. It is so much fun. I think in the past we've given away a cut and emboss, and we've given away the little mini trimmer, lots of fun things. And so we have another wonderful holiday giveaway in store for you coming up here real soon. Okay, so here, check this out. So here's the difference in the 2 trees. Can you see? This one has a Shaded Spruce and this one does not. So I definitely want to add my Shaded Spruce to my front picture, or my front tree here. This is going to be the one that will be right on the front. The others are actually part of my background. Yeah. So now I would encourage you to try different greens. Try layering up some of the different greens. I'm using Garden Green and Shaded Spruce, but you could certainly try the olive and maybe a mossy meadow. You know, you could definitely switch it up and see what you get. Okay, so I've got just a couple of more of these, and then we'll move on to the next step. See, this is pretty cool, right? I love doing this, and when I send my customers thank you cards every month, this is generally how I make my cards. I kind of have my little assembly line. I might be watching football with my family, or you know, just kind of hanging out, but I still am crafting and enjoying my crafting supplies while making cards for y'all. So I enjoy that very, very much. Now let me show you this, the Regal Distressed Pattern Paper. So here, I'll bring it under the camera because it'll be easier for you to see. This is beautiful paper. It's a distress, it's a regal paper. It's in our holiday 2024 Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. It's gorgeous. I love this paper. And I did a 10 and 20 very similar, I think it was last year, using a really pretty type of paper like this as well. So it's very true to my form. I really enjoy those patterns and the gold foil that's weaved in that. So I'm going to grab my liquid adhesive and I'm going to show you the next step here in our process. So right now I have my liquid adhesive and I'm just adding it to the back of this beautiful paper. And then I'm just going to line it up and it'll be adhered down. So that's pretty much it for this layer. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, so while I am adding these, I want to remind you all that I am doing, I just started a fun series on using hot glue in your cards. Oh my gosh, it has been so much fun and I've gotten the most amazing comments that you all are so excited. Some of you have tried it. Some of you have told me that you can't hardly wait to try it. Well, I have another video coming for you soon, this Friday, and I'm just so excited. So you'll have to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to Brandy's Cards so you don't miss any notifications as well. And you know, one of the fun things that we did was after that video, our first hot glue video, we went live on our Patreon account. Now, if you're not sure what Patreon is, it's a member site. And, you know, we show some behind the scenes. You know, my husband joined us, Miss Amanda, for those of you that know Miss Amanda. And we just come to you in a very casual way and we just chat. You know, one of the things that we love to do is after we go live and we share a video with you, I think the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, oh my goodness, I hope they like it and I hope that they enjoyed it. But then the next thing is we talk about how much fun we had and some of the fun comments that you have shared and in the chat. And so we laugh and we just have fun. So we thought that, well, gosh, we could bring that to our Patreon members. So if you're interested in joining us for a chat or for any of the other fun things that we offer on Patreon, you're going to want to go to patreon.com/Brandy's Cards. That's right, patreon.com/Brandy's Cards. You can sign up to be a free member there. And you can watch the replay of a couple of those fun videos. And then, of course, you'll also be able to see some of the other things that we have to offer. So just really a lot of fun. And I know that we have thoroughly enjoyed those chats. So for those of you that have joined us already, thank you for doing that. It's been a lot of fun. It's been pretty darn cool. Okay, so check that out. That's all done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull in some Stampin' Dimensionals. And here's what it's going to look like. So what I like to do is I like to set my papers out. Now these are pretty big, so we're probably going to have to do 4 or so at a time. Or maybe we'll just put 2 in the middle. Yeah, we're going to just live on the wild side here. Now, these are large, so I am going big, and I am putting a lot of dimensionals. I wouldn't normally do that, but this is the top layer of my card, and I don't want it to sag in any spots. So I am definitely going to put my dimensionals kind of all around there. Now, what I'm going to do is, because this is on top of the other layers, and, you know, we can't really stick a bunch of dimensionals down with that scenario. So I'm just pulling the backs off of these right now. And then we're going to go ahead and just layer it right on top of our card base. That's going to allow me to just kind of get that up and out of the way. So if I had more space, I would have had them all laid out. But because I'm limited on space with my camera here, that is why I have 2 on top, which is not ideal, right? But it worked. So this is okay. All right, now we're back down to our 8. So here we go. We're back down to our 8. And let's go ahead and add a bunch of these dimensionals. And I do kind of like to use both of my hands when I add dimensionals. It just kind of helps me work through it a little bit faster. I would say you do what works best for you. Yep, so you can kind of work through it as well. Now, as I'm sticking these down, I want to remind you that our spring and celebration catalogs will be shipping really soon. I'm so excited. If you are a customer of Brandy's cards and you've placed an order in the last 12 months, you are on my list to get a catalog. So you can watch for that. They'll ship mid-December. And they'll go live for ordering on January 7th. I had to think about the date. So very, very excited about that. Now, if you are someone who's been thinking about possibly joining Stampin' Up!, I'd love the opportunity to share all of those details with you, the benefits of joining, and I would love to share with you what I offer to my team, Blooms and Butterflies. My blooms are my hobby demonstrators. They're enjoying Stampin' Up! For the discount and for the community and being a part of the team and making lots of friends. And my butterflies are out there and they're working Stampin' Up! As a possible business. So I would love to share with you. We could set up a call or you're welcome to email me and I'll share all of those details with you. Stampin' Up! Will be sharing their joining promotion with Celebration coming up in January. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I want to share with you is there will be a last chance list coming soon. So stay tuned for that. We're super excited about that. So just stay tuned for details on that as well. Okay, so I think that I almost have all of the dimensionals stuck down. So once I get these all stuck down, then we are going to, once I get them all stuck down, then we're going to go ahead and pull off all the backs. Yep, so we just pull off all the backs. Now, some people like to, I don't have any fingernails, ugh, but that's okay. I still can make it work for me. Some people like to use a take your pick tool. Others use scissors. Others do it just like this. So I think it's just really kind of what works for you and how you would like to take your dimensionals off. All right. So, but this is how I'm going to do this today. It does work for me. Now, if you didn't want to pop this layer up, you could definitely save a little bit of time by just gluing it straight down. But I do like the dimension and I like to kind of live on the wild side. So here we go. We're popping it up for everyone just like this here. All right, so that one's giving me fits, but I think I got it. And sometimes I run into ones that I kind of, when I stuck them down, they're already like the backs are off. And it's like, hey, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it gets double stuck on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add these to the tops of our card bases. And then we'll move on to our next layer. So there's one. Okay, so we've already done 2, and here is another one. So there's 4. Oh, you guys are like, what is this going to look like? Oh, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful card. It's an easy card. And if you have any type of shimmer spray, you can make your own shimmer mist. And I could totally see you spritzing this whole beautiful piece with some shimmer spray. I could also, if you wanted to add Wink of Stella or something along those lines, you could do that. There's lots of different things that you could do, but standalone, I think this card is quite lovely. So here we go. We've got one more to add. So here is our last one that we're going to add. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to pull out all of our little greetings here and we're just going to set those out just like this. And then what we're going to do is we are going to stamp our sentiments. Now our sentiments are going to be in Cherry Cobbler. So I chose Merry Christmas, and that was from the Reindeer Fun stamp set. So I am just going to stamp my Merry Christmas on all of my little pieces, trying to be careful not to get it on any of the others, I guess, right? So I'm just kind of stamping those. I am staying about, I don't know, maybe just a half of an inch or a quarter of an inch, somewhere in there. Whoop, let's flip that one over. There's two sides to every piece of paper. And so I'm staying away from coming all the way to the edge because my goal is to put a sequins. Yeah, because I'm actually going to, I want to add some pretty to this as well, as far as some, you know, a gem or a jewel or a sequence or something along those lines. Now in this scenario, what I do, and you know, because I don't worry about things being absolutely perfect, I just cut off the end and then I make my own little banner. So I just don't get too caught up in, is it perfect? Is it not perfect? It is a handmade card. And I think that, you know, I think it works. No one knows what it's supposed to look like. So I hope that you don't worry either, and that you just enjoy your card making and just have fun with it. So I'm just cutting this again because I didn't like that one. It kind of got a little short on me. And I am cutting them in 3s. You can cut them in 2s. You can cut them individually if you wanted to. However it works for you. And so you could come, you know, whatever it works for you. Okay, so here we go. I am going to do the last one here, just like that. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to flip all of these over. I'm just going to set that out of the way. You're going to flip, that, did you hear that? That was my cutting board down by my leg. He just fell over. So this is what I would do, is I would take and I would turn all of these little sentiments over, and then you're going to add, you're going to add your Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to add probably 2, if not 3, if you think you need 3. But I would add at least 2 behind your sentiment. Yep, so I'd add at least 2 back behind here. And then after you do that, you're going to add it to the front of your trees. Yeah, so really cool and super easy, right? So I'm going to cut the edge of my dimensionals later. So I just grabbed another pack just so that I could keep on moving. But I definitely would encourage you to use all of the pieces on your Stampin' Dimensionals, right? So definitely use all of those. Okay, so here we go. I am going to take off my dimensionals, and once I get those off, then what we're going to do is whoa, look at that. We are going to stick these down, and then we're going to add our trees to the front of our card. Now in this bundle, there's actually a embossing folder that you can add additional texture to the trees. And so if you decide to do that, then you could actually pop your trees up. But for my card today, I actually liked it flat. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my Merry Christmas right here to the front. Now, I think that I've just about hit my 20 minutes, but I want to remind you that it's not about how fast I'm creating these cards. It's really about the process and how much fun that I'm having doing it. That's what's really important, is I want you to have fun in your crafting and enjoy the process. Okay, so now I did mention catalogs earlier, so I do want to mention again that if you are a customer of Brandy's Cards, you will, and you've placed an order, you will receive a catalog from me. Okay, if you're new to Brandy's Cards and you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please let me know. Send me an email at brandyscards.com/contact. I'd love the opportunity to help you and earn your business. So please feel free to send me an email, and don't forget to include your address. That's right. Make sure that you include your address so I know where to send your catalog, okay? All right, so I'm just about done here. I'm just adding my tree to the front of my card. Now, you could certainly pop this layer up if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that today. I actually think it looks quite nice just the way that it is. But if you would like that popped up, well, you could certainly do that, okay? That is absolutely something that you could do. So I've got just a couple more here. Then I'm going to show you how I embellished my card, and we will have 10 cards all done, ready to send. I am super duper excited about that because I know that I have lots of customers that I can send these to, right? That would enjoy them. So pretty excited about that. Okay, I've got, looks like about 2 more. So I'm just kind of adding these down on here, and 1 more after this. And then we're about done. And again, the stamp set that I'm using today is called Peaceful Evergreen. It's a beautiful stamp set. I love the trees. And what do you guys think of mixing the garden green and the shaded spruce? I really liked the combination, but I'd be anxious to see or to hear what you thought about about that combination. So here you go. I'm going to show you really quickly. I'm going to use my neutral adhesive, my sequins, and you can use a take your pick tool if you would like, or you can just use your snips, okay, which would be your paper scissors. And this is how I would embellish my card on my cards as I kind of do my process here. And then I would go back through and then add the smaller one and just kind of work my way through my cards just like that. And so as you can see that this is kind of the fun. I love doing the sequins and the pretty gems and that sort of thing. It just makes me happy, really. So let's see, what are we missing over there? We're missing another one here, and we're missing a couple over here. So there you have it. And so then we would go back, and then you have 4 or 5 more cards to add your gems to. So there you have it. So these 5 don't have gems, but I will go back and add those later. But these do. And what do you think? Aren't those beautiful? So if you wanted to take your card a step further, I'm going to show you how you could stamp the inside. Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so check this out. So this would be one that I stamped the inside. So that's really fun. In this particular one, I actually did another layer, and then I glued this on the inside, but you don't have to do that. You could stamp directly on this white card base. And then I picked a sentiment from the Peaceful Season, which was right here. Friends and family are the true gift of Christmas. That's how I feel about my friends and family and all of my crafty friends out there. So here you go. So that's that. And then I decided that I would also stamp my envelope to coordinate. So if you wanted to step your card up just a little bit more, you could certainly do it that way. Now, before I go, I'm going to show you the other card where I popped it up. So this one actually is popped up, and this is embossed. So it's embossed and die cut. So that is also something that you can do. Not necessary. You can totally accomplish it this way, but you can also, you can also add a little bit more if you want to. All right, everybody, that is my 10 cards and 20 minutes. I hope that you enjoyed this video tutorial. It's been really fun sharing these cards with you. I have enjoyed making them. I actually did a little practice round before we started, so I've got, 20 cards now. So I'm really excited about this, and I would love nothing more than to send these with my holiday gifts coming up soon for my Christmas giveaway. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you go in the comments, leave me a comment, let me know if you liked my video today. I'd love to hear if you were inspired to go craft, what you're working on, where you're from. And like I said, we will pick some random comments and we will announce our holiday gift winners on Christmas morning. Yeah, so it'll be Christmas morning and you will receive an email if you are subscribed. So when that video launches, you will see that on YouTube. So make sure you be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a customer of Brandy's Cards, I'm so grateful for you. And if you're new, welcome. We're so excited you joined us, and we hope you'll be back. We'll be live this Friday and some other Fridays, so depending on when you see our video. And of course, if you're one of my team members, I'm so grateful for you as well, and so glad that you're here. Thank you all for joining me, and have a wonderful holiday season. Bye, y'all.